According to a government statement, the illegal occupation continued for 8 hours. The incident adds to tensions between the two countries after the U.S. military struck a boat that it claims was carrying drugs from Venezuela.
The Department of Defense calling this a provocative move that was designed to interfere with our counter-narco-terror operations, that statement reads. So we, of course, have heard from the President and the Secretary of State. Yeah, this was likely in response to that lethal strike that the U.S. took on drug cartels, alleged drug cartel members, killing several individuals.
A U.S. Virginia-class sub surfaced near Venezuela, and it wasn't an accident. For 15 minutes, 7,800 tons of engineered precision said more than any press release. One crystal-clear ping. A 30-foot plume. Then silence. You're about to see how a presence mission talks without firing a shot, station keeping, periscope sweeps, and real-time satellite eyes turning the sea into a message board. Why surface at all? Why then? And what did that single ping mean? Stay with me, we'll decode how visibility, timing, and restraint become a $3.2 billion statement of reach. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the video without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. You expect a sub to slip away and leave no trace. But a hunter that can vanish at will gains leverage when it chooses to show itself on its own clock. 15 minutes is not exposure. It's punctuation. A short, controlled sentence in a long, silent narrative you're meant to read. Start with the mission. This is strategic communication, not combat. The boat isn't hunting targets, it's crafting a signal.
Venezuela is accusing the United States of violating its territorial waters. The country's foreign minister claims a U.S. warship intercepted and boarded a fishing vessel on Friday.
Busy day here at the Pentagon, another busy day here at the Pentagon, Chanel. So what we're seeing, as Willie pointed out, this is an escalation, and we got that first. We broke that story last night. Then we got the confirmation from the DoD.
A higher level of tensions between the U.S. and Venezuela with this lethal strike that took place earlier in the week, but the U.S. seemingly indicating that they will go after more alleged drug cartel members.
The platform becomes the message, reach, poise, and law all wrapped in steel. It's a presence operation meant to be seen, recorded, and archived by every watcher in range. That choice carries risk. Visibility invites counter-detection and cheap shots on social feeds, and it can hand politicians a prop they'll use for weeks. But staying dark surrenders the story to anyone with a camera and an agenda. If you want the surface conversation, you surface on your terms. You set time, distance, and tone. The choreography starts below the layer. Ballast shifts with near-silent valves until the nose eases upward. No cavitation, no erratic bubbles, just careful trim. The hull shows clean and unmarked. Then the plume breaks, tall, white, and vertical. 30 feet of water thrown skyward like a flare without heat, a visual cue that says, "We are here, watch closely, this is deliberate." The law is the frame. International waters give the right of navigation and the right to be observed. Surfacing at standoff keeps everything clean. You can look, record, and posture, but you can't claim harassment or intrusion. That range invites cameras while denying legal fuel for escalation. It's the maritime version of standing on the sidewalk and staring at the embassy gate. Overhead, the sensor theater spins up. Satellites mark position lines. ISR assets pull in radar sweeps, radio chatter, and wakes. The periscope camera turns through bearings and ranges, logging hull angles and light conditions. Acoustic arrays taste the water and catch the room tone of the sea. Those feeds turn into receipts, time, place, tone, and intent captured in hard data that allies can brief and adversaries can't easily spin. At exactly 6:48 a.m., the boat sends one ping. Not a threat. Not a plea. It's an audible handshake, a clean note that fixes time for every recorder in the chain. Like a stamp on a legal form, it binds the moment. Control sits with the sender, because silence before and after makes the single note the headline. Now watch posture. The Virginia-class holds station like a machine on a gimbal. No rush. No drift that reads as panic. Meanwhile, the Venezuelan patrol ship brings its crew to stations, flips to record, and keeps engines and radar at low posture. That is disciplined caution. Gather evidence, avoid a chain reaction, don't feed a narrative you can't constrain. Presence sets the frame. Lawful. Precise. Unafraid. The sub shows what it wants to show, no more. No antennas bristling, no flags, no radio bark. Just a shape, a plume, a note. It's gray zone deterrence done in plain sight. You acknowledge the other side's sensors and let them do their job, because their footage will match yours. That symmetry is the guardrail. Why 15 minutes? Because long enough beats rumor, and short enough denies exploitation. Every extra minute adds noise, more tracks, more wake, more angles to misread. You cut the window to the minimum that proves presence and control. Then you close it. At 7:03 a.m., the boat rewinds the act. Valves shift. Freeboard vanishes. The sea swallows its own wake in a neat, closing seam. No chase. No taunt. Just absence. The last frame is water smoothing out where steel had been. This is how a silent killer speaks. Timing is the verb. Law is the grammar. Sensors are the punctuation. You build a record that lives beyond the day and tells every capital the same story on loop. If you want to understand the tactical mindset that wins these battles, subscribe now, because the next signal might be even smaller, even cleaner, and you'll want to read it before anyone else writes your take for you. You've seen the move. Now we decode why that timing, that plume, and that one ping mattered more than any statement. Deterrence at sea runs on timing. Not noise. A lawful, recorded moment, silence, one ping, one plume, sets the rules of the room. That's the play. You speak once, you hold the floor, and every recorder in range carries your line forward. What would you do, stay dark or surface to speak? Comment your choice below, and subscribe if you want more tactical breakdowns like this. The community learns faster when you weigh in, and your take sharpens the next read. The next move out here may arrive as a shadow, not a splash. No fanfare. No warning. Just a shape in the margins you're trained to catch.